Communication is key. And I once came across a phrase inside of a book that said the problem with communication is the illusion that it takes place. And boy, isn't that the truth. Communication is one of the most valuable tools that we have in our arsenal. But in order to communicate with others, we have to make sure that we're effectively communicating. We have to make sure that others are understanding what we're trying to say to them. And a huge tool that we have in order to ensure that this happens is three-way communication. Three-way communication is a very useful tool that you can use when you're working with others from different backgrounds, different cultures, different regions. You might both speak English, but those that are speaking English that are from England would speak with a different accent, with a different tone than those that were from, say, Bangladesh. Now, both of them may have a very good grasp of the English language, but the way they say some words may be different from the next person. There are more people around the globe that speak English as a second language than there are that speak English as their primary language. So it isn't too far outside the realm of possibility that there could be misunderstandings. There could still be misunderstandings from two primary English-speaking people that are from different regions of the same country. Lord knows we have a lot of different dialects in the States. I have family members I still can't understand what they say sometimes, like my brother. But by using three-way communication, you could effectively ensure that both parties are understanding what the other person is saying. And for those of you that don't know what three-way communication is, and if you're working in this industry, I'm not sure how you've made it this far unless you're brand new, which by that fact, let me explain it to you. That is when one party says something to another party, and it's usually giving them a command or a direction to do something. So the person that is providing the direction gives the direction to that person, and then said person has to repeat that direction or command back to the person that he heard it from. And then the person giving the direction will either say, yes, that is correct, or no, that is correct, and he will repeat the command, or she, and the person receiving the command has to keep repeating it until they get it right. And language barriers and cultural backgrounds are not the only thing that would prevent someone from really being able to understand what the other person is saying. We all know what happens when you assume. You make an ass out of you and me, and it's just never a good deal after that. But if someone is explaining something to you and maybe you don't catch the whole message, and then you're just going to assume and piece together what you assume they were trying to explain to you, you could be receiving bad intel. You may not be getting the full picture because you don't totally understand. So practicing three-way communication is a perfect tool to being able to prevent any misunderstandings or any assumptions that could be made. And regardless of what type of communication you're utilizing, you can find a problem with any one of them. If someone is writing down a message, then you may have a hard time understanding and reading their handwriting. So there's an issue right there. So utilizing three-way communication is a very effective tool and is very efficient in a situation where you have to hurry up and get something done. And I don't mean hurry up as in rushing and taking shortcuts, but in a fast-paced environment, you may not have time to write something down and hand it to someone. So you just vocalize your command, wait for the other person to repeat that command back to you, and then tell them if that is correct or not. It's very time efficient. You can practice three-way communication in person. You can practice three-way communication over a radio or a PA system. Three-way communication isn't only for face-to-face encounters. You can use them in practically any kind of situation. But if for some reason you're not utilizing three-way communication, for one, you should start. And two, if you aren't sure of the direction that's being provided to you, ask questions. If you didn't hear the full command or direction, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and make sure that you're actually understanding the direction that is given to you, and make sure that you understand what you're supposed to be doing.